Newly proclaimed fastest ship in the galaxy. This is LEGO Set 75442, the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter. Definitely fast, but not as fast as the Falcon, of course. This set has 1,809 pieces and is rated ages 18 and up. The box design for this is actually pretty slick, and it kinda has that old glossy look that we haven't seen in a while, which looks amazing. The rest of the box, though, it's quite boring and simple, but I don't mind it. The orange hue in the background definitely adds a nice little touch, along with lots of cool shots of the ship and other stuff on the back, along with a not so useful size chart that I'll get onto more later. Opening up the box, you'll find 16 numbered bags that were oddly plastic instead of paper. Oof. And a super thick instruction manual. A small paper bag with the cockpit and a large sticker sheet. And some loose tubes and display plaque. Now, onto the build. First things first, the thing that holds, well, the entire model up. The beautiful display stand. With its all black design and tiled look, it's a fairly well designed and it actually works quite well. Sadly, the stand only has one stationary position, but you can display the model in 90-degree increments, at least if that counts as posability. The main ones being facing each side, to right or left, or even having the model facing in a downward position. The stand has room for each figure on each side of the well done angled display plaque. Very nice. Grogu on the right and Mando on the left. Or, of course, you can flip-flop them if you so choose. But they do make the stand look cool regardless, and the stand itself is actually extremely sturdy without too much fault. Well done. Now, what about those figures, which is kind of the perfect choice for this set, even though we see them in a plethora of other sets. Like a lot of other sets. The Mandalorian is standard well-done version, full Beskar armor, and this time he includes his blaster pistol along with his nice cape. For Grogu, though, this one features his new body mold, which honestly looks fantastic. This is my first time ever having it and seeing it in person. So the mold itself is so well done and kind of actually fits the character a lot more than like whatever that standard Lego baby thing they had going on there for a few years. That was just not it. Like, it worked for the time, but now, with this upgrade, it really puts that one to shame. And the print job on the mold is such a nice touch, it just really does bring things to life. Good job, LEGO. Nice the figures are, what about the actual set, which is massive. This thing, for some reason, a lot bigger than I thought it was, and, well, definitely isn't gonna fit in my display case now. Even though, for some reason, I really thought it would. I now feel really stupid that I now have to put it somewhere else. I don't know what I was thinking. The size chart does display both the height and the length, and for some reason didn't even think that the width exists. Oh well. Besides that, this thing is a behemoth, and I must admit, while I'm building it, I kind of thought it was a little out of proportion just because of how big it was. But now that it's fully built, and the more I look at it, the more I can actually see that it's more better fit than I thought. Although this thing is still massive. Okay, when you first look at this all gray model, you're probably drawn to a few different things. The big cockpit piece, the super bad stickers that have a nice bright yellow markings on them, or even the drum like a chrome in the front. That one probably being the major appeal. Now, sadly, it's not like the actual good old LEGO Chrome from like the 2002 UCS N1 Naboo Starfighter, with all its gloriness. But I'd say this drum lacquer is still nice in its own way, and we are glad to at least get something out of it. It really is nice. Not perfect, but very nice, and it really does add a lot to the build. It covers the whole front wings, the center part along with a little bit in the front of the engines, which is a very nice, accurate source material. The only part it's lacking from is the back fins of the engines, on some of those cone-like parts that are usually metallic. But besides that, the ratio and placement of the color is super well done. Another thing that I would say is super well done is the shaping and angling of all the different parts. If you didn't notice, the wings are at ever so slight bit of an angle, and the engines are brought back up to a level position. The shaping of the underside is also really cool. Some parts look choppy, but it's completely understandable given the circumstance that this is probably not easy to do at all. The shaping in the front, though, is really good. The shaping for the body of the ship was also super well done. It was honestly super fun and an interesting build to see it all come together. According to the source material, the side parts should probably be a little more of a slight deeper slope, but it honestly looks great as it is. Super impressive and even carries it all the way to the back. Grogu's dome viewport is also really nice in how the slopes continue on to the back fin of the ship. It's a very nice, clean design. The little details of this model are insane, especially the insane detailed engines with lots of small parts built in the inside of it, to the shaping of the incomplete parts of it, to the detailed design of the motor with the small shaping. Simple, yet so cool. But my favorite detail has to be in the Mandalorian's most hated thing, droids. Most importantly, droid arms, used on one of the side panels to make the Great-like design. How ironic. But of course, there's the sticker details too, which are nice. You just, wish they were printed. However, I do love the yellow markings scattered across the model, along with the small bits of open panel-like details. A very nice touch if the stickers weren't off gray compared to the rest of the model. But another bad thing about the stickers is the yellow markings are spread across multiple parts. And if you don't place them next to one another, they look really bad. For example, there's this one section where there's 3 stickers, and they don't all line up. Another reason why we should have just gotten the printed parts instead. The cockpit is also highly detailed. I will admit something about it. It does feel a little off or awkward, just the way it's shaped, I guess you can say. But the brown for the seats look really nice, especially with the use of the ingot pieces along the bottom and the back seat. Very nice. And these strange handle-like pieces that make really cool for the flight controls. Nice little touch. And then the stickers version of the control panel, which looks nice. Just, another sticker that should have just been printed. Cockpit itself is really the only moving feature the set has, as it's able to be lifted on and off. But I found another way you could display it, by sliding it forward and placing it on a stud that's further up on the model to make it look like it's displayed with the cockpit opening. And after I realized what it did, I realized that it's actually already on the back of the box. Oh well, it's still cool to display it like this. And inside the dome part, there was a little stud in the middle of it where you can actually place Grogu inside if you can squeeze him in or put the parts in the right order, which I will admit is kind of nice. It just makes the model scale feel a little weird again, like a little off-putting that he can fit. Yet again, I guess the little buildable figure is kind of bigger than we would be in universe, I guess you can say. But I gotta say, he looks extremely cute in there. Okay, other parts of the model. The hyperdrive engine at the bottom looks pretty dang sick. A simple yet nice design. And I really love the bright translucent piece that you're able to clip stuff to. It's so nice, and I've seen it's used in all 3 of the engines as well. Just the blue with all the clips facing back. Ugh, that's a design right there. And of course, the 2 main engines look just as good, with their sloping and angling and how long their tails push back, which is pretty dang far. Just the size of them is so well scaled with the rest of the model. The front of them looks good too, with the large chrome pieces that are kind of split into 4 different parts, and even a printed part on the inside. Yes, printed, to act as the turbine. A nice touch. Speaking of tails, the long tail of the model. I kind of really like it, but I also kind of don't. It just kind of feels like it's a few studs too big. But besides that, the overall design is nice and accurate, with the middle part being kind of open and then back to closed. Although I do kind of find the middle open part to be a little bit weird in a way. I don't know why. Some parts of it just seem halfway rushed. With the rubber fin piece at the end, though, mine somehow got slight bent upwards. So not the worst, but still, at least it looks nice. Parts of the build include the twin blaster cannons mounted in the front. Nothing really special about them. I mean, honestly, they just kind of seem a little out of place as well. Not as cool looking, but I mean, they work. They're accurate. Oh well. And then also the teeth at the front of the wings, like, I guess I'm just not a fan of that in the in-universe model either. But, it is what it is. It's at least accurate, right? Okay, so that's pretty much about all the different parts, but what about the actual model as a whole? The build experience was honestly super fun and engaging the entire time. I finished it in about 6 to 7 hours. Yes, haha, so funny. But sure, it was very enjoyable and fun to see how they managed all the cool and well done angles that they achieved. And with those 16 numbered bags came this super awesome set, which overall it does look super nice, super cool. Just the size and the shape and feel of it all, like I said before, the proportion felt weird at first. But the more I swoosh it around and look at it, it just feels more right. Side note, this model is hella swooshable and super fun to handle. Just be careful when pressing on the plates. This model is very impressively sturdy, don't get me wrong. Just some parts of it feel more weak than others, and rather don't get those ruined. But yes, the ship is so much fun to fly around, and honestly it's really not that heavy either. But yeah, the feel of this thing, to look at it, is awesome. It just feels cool. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a bland, all gray ship, but at least the chrome adds a nice little texture to it, nice little coloring there, and just the shape of the N1 is just so eye-catching on its own that even though it's bland, you're just kind of like drawn to it. It's like the Star Destroyer. It's an all gray ship, but like it's appealing to look at. You know what I mean? But yeah, this set was actually a super fun building experience on its own, and it looks really freaking cool. Don't forget the fact, though, that this set does have a hefty retail price of $250, which it shouldn't be that high, but for some reason, this set honestly does seem worth it, and I'm very happy with it, even at that price. So overall, this set is awesome. Two generic but nice figures and a super cool looking build. I'd give this set about a 9 out of 10, because don't forget the sticker problems this set comes with. But hey, at least the rest of the model is very well done, and I can confidently say I'm satisfied with it, and I can 100% recommend the UCS Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter, just if they fix their sticker problem. But yeah, besides that, it's great. Alright, Starlight Bricks, signing out.